Also is happening with the Yoni Stones and the effect it's having. Remember, it's strengthening that girdle internally. It's also helping with incontinence. Because here's the urethra, it's a muscle system. So wearing the stone, the stone is in the middle, of course, so it's strengthening all the muscles surrounding it. My daughter had a home birth. Her daughter's 10 now, and she had a midwife, and they got a blow-up bath and had a water birth inside her home. But her midwife, who was in her 50s, told her this story. She said, I went to the doctor, I was feeling so uncomfortable. See, what happens is, with the prolapse, the uterus can drop right down to the neck of the birth canal. And the doctor said, I can stitch that up with mesh. And that's happening a lot today. But you might also have heard there's a lot of problems with the mesh. In fact, there's court cases pending because of what the mesh has done. In Australia, about a year ago, they won the court case and a lot of women had payouts because of the problems they'd have with the mesh. Is the mesh the problem? Do you know it's not? The doctors only use the mesh because the women's muscles are so weak. They've got nothing to sew it to. So do you know what the problem is? It's education. Women aren't keeping fit, so their muscles are weak. They're not eating nourishing food, so the cells aren't nourished. They're not hydrated. That's why I believe what Ellen White says in her book Ministry of Healing on page 127. She says the only hope of better things is the education of people in the right principles. We should be exercising every day. So externally, you can do rebounding, you can do push-ups. Have you seen the girls do push-ups? the twins? And you can do those exercises that strengthen the core. They will show you exercises that target the core. So that's external. And every day we should be doing this, okay? Squatting, up, down, up, down. It strengthens all that. And the internal stone. So my daughter's midwife, she didn't like the sound of the mesh, so she went and Googled prolapse, and she discovered Yoni Stones. She ordered them. She began to wear them. She went back to the doctor 3 months later. He said, I don't understand this, but you no longer have a prolapse. See, it's just muscle. And gravity's ever pulling us downward, isn't that right? And it's the defying of gravity that strengthens the muscles in the human body. So the Yoni Stones are changing the lives of many people. And I had 2 women do our program about a month apart. Both had a prolapse in their 50s. Both had the operation with the mesh. The mesh did not work. So they had to endure the discomfort of the continued prolapse with mesh as well until they could book in, because they had to go on a waiting list, to have a total hysterectomy. And they heard this and they said, oh, if only we'd known. If only we'd known that we could have strengthened our pelvic girdle. Because pelvic girdle is not often talked about, is it? No. And yet the pelvic girdle is something very important, that women maintain their pelvic girdle strength so that they can enjoy being intimate with their husbands and enjoy their latter years. Because remember, muscle knows no age. Thank you.